Welcome to the Eric Avasar Show, where it's now time to talk about the transfer deadline day that was in the EPL. I will touch on some of the other big deals that happened across Europe, but it's really about the best league in the world, the English Premier League. And what a day it was, some huge moves going down, but ultimately this day was really about the deals that did not happen, deals that fell through for whatever reason. Of course, the craziest, most inexplicable and shocking story of them all, Ross Barkley, in the middle of his medical to complete his move to Chelsea Football Club, left the Rent Boys jilted at the altar and decided to go back to Everton in the middle of his medical. Perhaps he realized the consequences of moving there, how it would be so incredibly difficult to break into that side, a team that seems to have a gajillion players loaned out. It was going to be tough for Barkley. Of course, he can play for Chelsea when he's on top of his game, but when's the last time he was truly on top of his game? Just incredible the way that whole situation played out. Alexis Sanchez staying at Arsenal, Manchester City, and Sanchez left fuming. Sanchez handed in his transfer request, but he will not be leaving, not until January at least. And of course, Philippe Coutinho, the most protracted and painful transfer saga of the summer, at least for Liverpool supporters. He is staying at Liverpool for at least a few more months. Of course, I'm sure Barca will be right back in there come January. But for now, Coutinho, who recently signed a new 5-year extension back in January, remains a Red. It was just big deals happening as well. Mamadou Sakho, one of the last deals to be announced, left Liverpool for Crystal Palace in a €26 million deal. Look, Jurgen Klopp throws him out, which was really tough to see because he is Liverpool's most talented defender. Hopefully one day we'll figure out what the real story was there, but it's hard to justify selling Sakho and not bringing a replacement. Speaking of perhaps the biggest deal that did not happen, at least one that would have helped the specific team in question, the host Liverpool, in badly need of a defensive reinforcement in the worst way, could not pry Virgil van Dijk away from Southampton. And Van Dijk is now going to risk being frozen out, considering that Southampton are already keeping clean sheets without him, and they don't want to deal with the type of attitude that he's had. Just very frustrated. Danny Drinkwater reuniting with N'Golo Kante at Leicester City. Should be interesting to see how much playing time Drinkwater can get. Is he going to be drinking from the bench, or is he actually going to need to drink water? So, in terms of other transfers that went down, of course, the Chelsea selling Loic Remy to Las Palmas, not a surprise there. Wilfried Bony, the perhaps long-awaited reunion at Swansea Football Club, where he enjoyed the best years of his career. He is back. He could make a huge difference, replacing the also a deadline day departure of Fernando Llorente. Had 1/3 of Swansea's goals last season, 15 out of 45. He is gone. He is moving to Tottenham. Should be interesting to see how much playing time he gets. Of course, he's going to have to play in Harry Kane's shadow. He was playing in nobody's shadow over in Wales. Davide Zappacosta moving from Torino to Chelsea. The fee, I don't know if it's been officially disclosed, but it seems like it's been in excess of €20 million. Tim Krul has been loaned out from Newcastle to Brighton. But perhaps, one of the bigger deals of the day that kind of flew under the radar a little bit, Serge Aurier moving from PSG to Tottenham, perhaps simply just to comply with UEFA financial fair play regulations. I will definitely cover the impending controversy there with PSG and their bottomless pockets. But Aurier is a huge coup for Spurs. A much better player than Kyle Walker. Not sure if he's a like-for-like replacement, but I would take him over Kyle Walker any day. And I would take him over almost any other fullback in the world. There are not many better who come to mind. Now, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, whether he came the day before deadline day, who knows when it became official, but he is a Liverpool player. Already trolling Arsenal by talking about how Liverpool took care of business against Arsenal last week, referring to them in the we form, forgetting that he played in that game on the losing side. Quite funny there. I don't know if it was an attempt at self-deprecation, but it was great. But you know, the biggest deal today in terms of significance for our club, at least when we're looking on it from a short-term point of view, Renato Sanchez, Carlo Ancelotti, allowing him to leave on loan, going to Paul Clement and the Swans. Just a massive coup. Even if it's only for a year, Sanchez is going to become a world-class player. Obviously too good to stay at Swans long-term, but he's going to get game time, he's going to bring excitement, he's going to boss the pitch, box to box, making great tackles, and just, you know, overall build-up play. For me, the best player in the Euro last time around, playing a huge part in Portugal winning the tournament. So those were the biggest moves that took place in the EPL on deadline day. You know, of course, many people will, of course, be talking about Kylian Mbappe moving to PSG. We'll have to talk about that one a little later. Mbappe, Neymar, and Cavani. What a terrifying front line. But, you know, all in all, I gotta say that, you know, Liverpool let me down, not bringing in new signings. Of course, there was talk of Thomas Lemar, no Virgil van Dijk. Chelsea left jilted by Ross Barkley, although Danny Drinkwater, in my opinion, could end up being a better fit for that club. So we shall see how it all plays out. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel.